Hey guys, this is Force Reacts, and I'm back to react to Death Battle, Madara versus Aizen. Oh boy. This is going to be a difficult battle to predict. In fact, it's practically impossible. I think, out of everything, out of all the battles I've seen, this is the one where I've seen, the most, I don't want to say contention, but it's more like, nobody knows who wins. Even versus debaters are just kind of like, it's that kind of deal. You know it's gonna be a good battle when it's that kind of deal. So, yeah, who do I think is gonna win? Personally, I'm rooting for Aizen, but if Madara wins, I'm not gonna be shocked. Yeah, and I just realized I have been mispronouncing Aizen's name. It's actually Josh Groban. I apologize. I should probably say it correctly from now on. Though if he does die in this battle, that'll break the spell, and I can properly pronounce his name right again. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, simply because Aizen's illusions are, I don't know, it's really weird. In Naruto you can break out of illusions, but it's a very different thing because Genjutsu is really weird. But at the same time, Aizen can't really counter Madara's illusions. So really, realistically, I'm only half joking when I say this. The battle would just be the two standing on opposite ends of the battlefield, giggling to themselves because they caught the other in an illusion. That's just how it goes. But yeah, I remember some versus debaters, they kind of got together and tried to predict it, and they said Aizen, Josh Groban, does win more times than not, but Madara also wins a really good amount of times. It's like 51-49. It's that kind of deal. So yeah, it's very difficult to try to predict this battle. So you know what? Let's just jump right in. I prattled on long enough, and we'll start the video in 3, 2, 1. Play.
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by Raycon.
Raycons give you
okay, yeah, and
no matter where you go or what you do.
I'm probably gonna be jinxing myself by saying this, but hopefully copyright does not, screw me over, because Rooster Teeth is terrible at that. I'm only saying this because I need something to talk about while this ad is going on. So, yeah, alright. Yeah. Anyway, even though I really need to get into Naruto again. Start watching it again. Because, that's... Yeah, I just stopped watching after Danzo died, and, I don't know why. I need to get back into it. So, yeah. Alright, here we go. Either way, I forgot to mention, either way, there will be salt.
Sosuke Aizen, the Soul Reaper who stood upon the heavens from Bleach.
We may dream of glory, but these two have the will to power to take it by force and claim a seat among the gods.
They're the biggest, baddest anime bosses around. And
yeah.
Even death can stop them. Ghost versus zombie. Let's go.
Yeah, there we go.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Oh yeah, and the preview was freaking fantastic, so, yeah.
Countless dead, a plot to conquer the planets. The ninja world was at war.
For the 4th time, only one man could save humanity from itself, from beyond the grave.
The same man who orchestrated this war in the first place
in
order to end all wars forever. Madara Uchiha.
I'm probably gonna get spoiled through this, but I honestly could not care less. So, yeah.
And there was no ninja he liked fighting more than Hashirama
yeah.
Senju. They're basically ninja Romeo and Juliet.
Belonging to
not really, but okay.
Madara and Hashirama were forced to battle each other for years, all the while dreaming of a better future.
Their bromance eventually overcame their clan's differences and the two groups merged, creating the village of Konoha.
But Madara wasn't satisfied with Hashirama's dream of peace through cooperation. He desired an immortal peace through total domination.
Everyone else thought that was crazy, so he bounced, and then he came back to wage war against the village he helped build. Well, that didn't last long, huh?
Yeah.
Madara's megalomania was perhaps faded, considering he is in fact the reincarnation of the demigod Indra Otsutsuki and the inheritor of his immensely powerful chakra.
Basically physical and spiritual energy that makes ninja magic. Madara specializes in fire and wood style jutsus, which just seems irresponsible to put those together, like a gender reveal party waiting to happen.
His wood is especially impressive, considering it's the only style of elemental jutsu that can create life.
Yeah.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Madara can
yeah,
even use
okay.
his Gunbai to absorb ninjutsu and return it right back to sender. You know you're a badass when you can take on armies with just a friggin' fan.
Yeah.
Madara has torn
That's
apart
yeah.
hordes of ninja without breaking a sweat, taken a beating from every tailed beast at once, and even defeated the 5 Kage, some of the strongest shinobi in the world.
Yeah.
The Kages even stated to be fast enough to move at light speed, and even weaker ninja like Orochimaru have dodged literal photon beams.
But Madara's greatest tool is the one born from his very bloodline, the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. These magical eyes massively enhance
Yeah,
his
here we
perception
go.
down to the cellular level, allowing him to predict movements, see the flow of chakra, and summon the mighty perfect Susanoo.
The Sharingan can also cast a genjutsu that'll trap anyone that looks at it in an illusion, and even break them out of those same illusions.
In Sasuke's case, even ones as strong as Itachi Tsukuyomi, which can warp your perception of time. Itachi used it on a fellow Uchiha and made her live out her entire life in the span of 1/100th of 1/1000th of 1/1,000,000th of a second.
And when she
Yeah.
created the illusion, she died for real. If Sasuke could break out of it, Madara could too, easily.
And after grafting some of Hashirama's cells onto himself, he
Would always have a piece of his Romeo inside him. This is
That's
my
not
shit.
how it
Please
is at all.
Stop looking at me like that.
He not only gained a healing factor strong enough to regenerate from having half his body vaporized, but also the terrifying Rinnegan.
AKA the big chungus of all eye magic.
Yeah.
The eyes let Madara absorb chakra and ninjutsu, create invisible limbo clones, see and remove your soul from your body, and summon giant-ass meteors. As if he needed any more fucking powers.
Yeah.
While the Rinnegan lacks some of the Sharingan's unique abilities, he can switch between them at will.
After tearing the ninja world a new asshole, Madara was finally defeated in a climactic battle for the ages by his BFF, and thus the life of a legendary shinobi came to an end in the arms of his one true love. Or did it?
Not really.
All right, this is gonna get pretty crazy, but just
Okay.
bear with me.
Okay, here we
During the
go.
battle, Madara set a time-delayed jutsu that would posthumously rewrite reality and bring him back to life, and it worked. So Madara tricked another Uchiha, Obito, into witnessing his best friend murdering his other best friend. Then he tasked Obito with manipulating the world into another war. Meanwhile, he gave his own Rinnegan to Nagato with the goal of getting it back after he was brought back to life the second time with the outer path because he died again. Make sense?
Nah, that'll never work.
You're right, it didn't! So Obito went out and got the Rinnegan back from Nagato's corpse, because he died. Then Kabuto brought Madara back to life, and he got his eyes back from Obito after some backstabbing. Then he sealed the awakened Ten Tails within himself in order to gain ultimate power and create the world's greatest nap time ever!
Look what you people have done to him. You'd think Ten Tails' power would be awesome.
Okay.
Those stinky 8 balls of doom are
I don't think I was spoiled because I could not follow that at all.
The Ten Tails is strong enough
All
to
right.
wipe continents
Here
off
we
the
go.
map, and the orbs can be shaped into weapons that will completely disintegrate anything they come into contact with. Not even ninja resurrected through Edo Tensei like Minato could regenerate limbs lost to the truth-seeking orbs, which means they had to erase his literal spirit itself.
Madara's power was so insane, he was considered comparable to the original Sage of Six Paths, the dude who helped create the friggin' moon.
And when Madara created meteors, they were large enough to show up against the curvature of the Earth. Measuring their size and estimating the height at which Madara lifted them, they'd have to possess a potential energy of at least 372 petatons of TNT.
Yikes.
He was even fast enough to keep up with 8 Gates Guy, who kicked hard enough to bend space. Madara even has an attack where he hawks light speed loogies.
Considering even base Madara has displayed speeds on par with Light Timing Ninja, we know Ten Tails Madara would have to be significantly faster thanks to the Ten Tails' power.
With virtually no one left to oppose him, Madara's plot was finally in the endgame. He awakened the Rin Sharingan, and with the God Tree summoned, he cast the infinite Tsukuyomi, spreading the tree's roots across the entire planet and capturing every single person in the world. This would enslave all of humanity in an endless dream world, free of conflict forever. Peace through total domination.
Manipulating this tree with his chakra would have involved physically spreading its roots through and around the entire Earth in mere moments. Estimating the tree's mass and the speed at which the roots were moved, his chakra must have released an energy exceeding 1 yotaton of TNT.
Wow.
And this was with just one jutsu. Is there a character that could possibly even touch Madara Uchiha?
Kishimoto himself didn't even know. Madara's power was
Yeah.
so overwhelming, the only thing that could take him down
Was the plot.
treachery.
Even the man with the magic eyes couldn't see that coming.
All that was left
I
was
guess
an old friend,
treachery
Hashirama,
was one
there
way to put it,
comfort
but
him in his
plot.
final moments.
Let's face
Like
it.
Romeo and Juliet, for never was there a story of more woe than this of Hashirama and his Madabro. I read it in iambic pentameter.
Is there a gas leak in here?
You need to calm down,
Real
Boomstick.
fun begins.
Alright, time for Josh Groban.
The Soul Society was in
There
chaos.
has to be a joke in
One of
that
its leading
somewhere.
Shinigami
There
was set
has to be.
executed under suspicious circumstances.
If not, I'm going to
A
consider
band
this
of
episode a
Mr. Living World
disappointment.
had invaded to save her, and Sosuke Aizen, captain of the 5th Division of the Gotei 13, was dead, murdered.
What dastardly mastermind could have been behind all this? He'd have to be a galaxy-brained 5D chess master.
The man responsible was, in fact, Sosuke Aizen.
Yeah.
Little is known about the man's past, only that
Used to
he
teach
is a
calligraphy.
man.
I did not know
He's a
that.
man, but a soul reaper.
These Shinigami are spiritual beings who ferry lost souls to the afterlife and purify those who have turned evil in the living world.
They're badass anime wizard Grim Reaper swordsmen.
Yeah.
No, Aizen himself was hardly that cool. I mean, just look at those glasses. Dork.
But this Clark Kent was harboring a secret. Aizen had spent years attempting to develop the means to ultimate power, ruining the lives of many of his colleagues via his twisted experiments.
Oh, so when Aizen does it, he's a supervillain. But when you do it to me, it's shut the hell up, Boomstick. You're under NDA, and I know about the stuff you've done.
As a Shinigami, Aizen's body is made of reishi, being spirit matter, and empowered by Raryoku, being spirit energy. Entities made of reishi are completely invisible to anyone without specific supernatural awareness, though a Shinigami's body is still tangible and can be damaged normally.
And with his Raryoku energy, Aizen can create incredibly powerful blasts. He's so strong, weaker beings will literally disintegrate if they get too
Yeah.
close to him.
This
It's
is
a
due
big
to his
yikes.
Rayatsu, a localized spiritual pressure exerted as a result of his enormous power.
He also knows tons of Keto, or spells. He can create force fields, bend the light around him to make him impossible to detect, fire concentrated bolts of lightning, and absorb the energy from his surroundings to make giant-ass energy dragons.
Perhaps his deadliest Keto is Kurohitsugi. After an extensive incantation, Aizen surrounds his
Yeah.
target in an enormous black coffin that distorts space and time and tears its victims apart.
Aizen's plotting finally came to fruition during the invasion of the Soul Society, where he faked his death using his greatest weapon, his Zanpakuto.
Yeah, the most
Yamasu
OP
Ikatsu.
ability a
The Shinigami
Zanpakuto can
Zanpakuto is a
have.
magical sword that possesses a sentient spirit.
And again, he was only
Yokosuka
defeated
gives Aizen
because of
complete control
plot.
over his victim's senses the instant they lay eyes on the sword. This complete hypnosis traps its victims in a nearly perfect illusion that Aizen can manipulate at will, making himself virtually immune to attacks while his opponents are sitting ducks.
It's so strong that it kept a group of ex-Soul Reapers known as the Visored trapped for over 100 years without them even knowing it. It's one of the most broken powers ever.
Yeah.
The definition of anime bullshit.
Yeah.
But it was all worth it when he perfected his ultimate creation, the Hogyoku, an immensely powerful reality-warping device that, quote, materializes the user's wishes.
In Aizen's case, it realized his desire to become the strongest being in the universe. With it, he can heal any of his wounds, even when half his body is vaporized. And more importantly, it exponentially increases his power over time through evolution by turning him into a horrifying butterfly monster man.
Yeah.
Being eventually strong enough to dethrone and replace the Soul King, the deity that controls the cosmic
Okay,
balance.
yep, here we
Even a
go.
minor disruption to the Soul King's influence led to the three worlds of Earth, the Soul Society, and Hueco Mundo to start physically collapsing.
Then it implied that the Soul King has to be outputting enough energy to hold all these places together at all times.
Considering each should be roughly the same size, this would require an energy of over 140 zetatons of
Yikes.
TNT.
Aizen is powerful enough to vaporize mountains as a side effect of a sword swing. His casual energy blasts can disintegrate huge chunks of the earth, and he can take on armies with just his Ryatsu alone.
He even defeated the rest of the Gote 13 without so much as breaking a sweat.
So he should be way stronger than Soul Society heavy hitters like Kenpachi, who sliced
Oh yeah, this thing.
20-kilometer wide asteroid to pieces.
That's roughly the width of Great Britain. An asteroid of this size would have to carry a kinetic energy of at least 44 petatons of TNT.
Yikes.
Aizen was so badass, he literally transcended other Shinigami in power. He was in a whole other dimension from the rest of them.
Until he fought Ichigo Kurosaki.
The battle we've all been waiting for. Way before this in the Soul Society arc, Ichigo was already as fast as lightning. And by this point, after all his power boosts, he'd even be faster than light. Hell, even weaker characters like this lady can dodge light beams.
Though their fight was epic, Ichigo had transcended the Shinigami as well, and even Aizen himself. Feeding upon his insecurities, the Hogyoku abandoned Aizen, who was quickly defeated and imprisoned within the bottommost level of the Soul Society's prison. Aizen was left alone. His great power he sacrificed so much to achieve was gone forever.
Or was it? Yeah.
Somehow he ended up getting even stronger than before. But what made him so strong? Could it be the chair?
Yes.
It could theoretically be due to the
The
chair's
almighty chair.
strengths keeping his Ryatsu from properly releasing, building it up within him until he was stronger in base than he was at his previous max.
Nah, it's definitely the chair. And, since the chair could still hold him after he got stronger, wouldn't that make it even stronger than him? Even stronger than the Soul King? All hail the mighty Chair-sama, most powerful
Yes.
being in all of
Yes,
Greece.
there we go. He nailed it.
He managed to hold his own against the Quincy warlord Uchiha, who absorbed the power of the Soul King himself. He even used Kyoka Suigetsu to trick him, and Yuha's a dude who can literally see every possible future all at the same time. All according to Keikaku, bitches!
Yeah.
And after standing among the gods themselves,
The only reason
Aizen
Yuha
returned
lost
to captivity
was because
and
of plot.
pondered the meaning of his existence.
The worst example
Even
of it.
trapped in a prison, sealed off in a different dimension with a 20,000-year sentence, he remains the most dangerous being in the world.
Who knows what schemes are brewing behind those cold, calculating eyes? No compassion, no empathy, only the drive for power.
No one has ever stood at the top. Neither you nor me. From now on,
I will alone stand at the top. Oh boy. Oh man, Aizen's such a
Alright, well,
great
that's
villain. I
our
love
segment
him.
from the
He's
trailer
in
for
control at
Possibility.
all times, and I love it.
If you want the confidence
So,
of
yeah.
anime supervillain, check
Alright,
out Blue Chew.
so
This episode
yeah,
is sponsored by Blue Chew.
okay, so if I recall correctly, Yotatons are bigger than Zetatons, so
That's why Blue Chew delivers the
yeah,
Viagra
so
Cialis in
it seems Madara does have a
right to your door.
bigger power output, so
Blue Chew's tablets at a fraction of the
yeah, I
cost of
think
those
he's
other
winning.
Getting ready to go?
I think Madara's winning simply because he's got a bigger power output, because he can't, like, judge a battle because the two can't break out of the other's illusions. I still hold on to that.
all done online, which
So,
means no more awkward
yeah,
conversations with your doctor or waiting in line at the pharmacy.
Yeah,
You can
it's...
take Blue Chew anytime, day or night, so you can plan
Yeah.
ahead or be ready whenever.
So what
Other
do
than
you
that,
think?
yeah, they seem to be about equal in speed. The only thing, yeah, I think, yeah, Madara definitely has him in, like, power output and, like, maybe versatility, but considering how many, you know, how many Tito eyes, like, Josh Groban has, it's not like, yeah. It's time for a death battle! Either way, this fight is going to be entertaining. I saw the preview. I love it. Here we go.
you can
See me. I can see everything. Did you see that? Oh man, that was so Aizen, and I loved it. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. Okay, the preview ends. Okay. Ooh.
I would expect nothing more from a human.
Here we go. Oh. That should not be possible, but okay. Let's do this.
Mere parlor tricks. Don't get so full of yourself.
Unless he happened to trap Aizen and Josh Groban in an illusion, so. Here we go. Of course, you gotta get the giant meteor in there. Oh, here we go. Ah, that's a Susanoo. Alright. Love how they're just casually destroying the meteors. Oh, oh, 199. Okay. Okay, the Limbo clones. Okay.
I love it. The thrill of battle.
He would love it.
My heart, the taste of my own blood. I love it.
Okay. Oh great, they're both doing the evil laugh. Oh, I'm screenshotting that. I am screenshotting that. That is amazing.
You almost had me there, you tricky bastard. Nothing escapes my illusions, human.
Oh, just like Zetsu. Oh,
Know your place.
don't do this. Don't give me hope. Don't give me hope. Dang it! Dang it.
What a wonderful dance.
Alright. Yeah, there we go. Dang it.
Heyo! Of course Madara won! He fake died twice for his 5D chess plan, while Aizen only fake died once.
Aizen and Madara were extremely evenly matched in raw power and speed. By our calculations, Madara spreading the
Really?
galaxy's roots with his chakra was about 7 times more powerful than the best that Aizen could scale to with his rare Yoku. And both ended up being roughly as fast as each other.
While there are a range of possible feats and numbers to go with to determine their limits, the point is they're always going to be close to even.
Okay.
Which means the main thing that mattered here were their powers and how they countered each other. Madara's enormous variety of abilities eventually overwhelmed Aizen.
Yeah, that's
While
fair.
soul
Versatility.
reapers like Aizen may be invisible to regular people, the Rinnegan allowed Madara to see invisible spiritual beings like his own Limbo clones. Now, the Rinnegan lets you see and remove human souls, and that's exactly what a Soul Reaper is.
Both chakra
Yeah.
and rare Yoku utilize spirit energy and operated in similar ways, being formed into attacks like ninjutsu and kido. That meant that Madara's ability to absorb ninjutsu allowed him to nullify the vast majority of Aizen's
Okay,
ranged
that's
attacks,
fair.
and even dispel his force fields.
And despite how OP Aizen's complete hypnosis was, Sharingan users can break out of illusions no sweat, even ones as powerful as Itachi's
okay, they're going with that,
since
and
Madara can switch
I
between
can't
the
agree
Rinnegan
with
and
that
the
one.
Sharingan
I really
at will.
can't.
He'd be able to break out
But-
an illusion anytime he wanted.
Okay,
Aizen's
whatever.
illusions are nearly
I
perfect,
can't
but
agree with
fellow
that
Captain
one.
Unohana was able to subconsciously notice its flaws. With an eye as perceptive
Yes.
as the Sharingan, which can spot imperfections.
But
like
even if you
invisible
know
flies,
you're
it
in
was
an
only
illusion, you
inevitable
can't
Madara would
break
be able
one
to
of
break
Aizen's
out.
However, the
illusions illusions, at least. You can't break out of it.
Never showed any resistance to
I
the
mean,
kind of mental
but they are
force
going
Madara
with the
can
whole,
create.
like,
Even setting
Madara
illusions
can break
aside,
out of
the
his
sheer
illusions,
quantity of
so...
offensive options at
Okay,
Madara's
whatever.
disposal, whether it be his clones, meteors, or monsters summoned by the Rinnegan, kept Aizen constantly on the back foot.
I'll probably talk about it later on after this video's over. Well, after the reaction itself is over, so...
Except for those pesky 8 balls of doom.
Madara's
Okay.
truth-seeking orbs were capable of completely molecularly annihilating spiritual beings and preventing them from regenerating. And again, Aizen was a spiritual being.
Okay, that makes a bit of sense. Okay.
The same irreversible damage to Madara, the ghost of the Uchiha had exactly what he needed to put this actual ghost down for good.
Aizen was an unbelievably overpowered foe, but Madara's own powers, illusions, and devastating truth-seeking orbs allowed him to crush the ex-Shinigami.
Okay.
Sosuke should have kept his eyes on the prize. And,
Do you feel any shame at all?
moderately. Ha!
Wow.
Double pun. Suck it, Wiz.
Okay.
The winner is Madara Uchiha.
Okay. Alright, now for the season finale, which we all basically know is Galactus versus Unicron. What else could it be? I mean, come on. It's been the one of the most requested battles for a long time. Let's see. That's not Galactus versus Unicron. That's not Galactus versus Unicron. That's a whole nother can of worms right there. Okay, let's talk about this one first. Before we get into, like, my whole thing with Madara and Aizen. I suppose the only way you're gonna be able to kill Saitama is if you out-cartoon him. And let's face it, if anyone's gonna out-cartoon him, it's Popeye. Popeye's punches literally... Popeye literally punches like a tree or something and can, like, dissolve into blocks of wood. Like, and just perfectly create a coffin. He did that once. I saw a clip of that. There's also a moment in a Popeye comic where this one character could, like, turn off reality. And, like, he turned off reality. Popeye was still there. He went, "How?" And Popeye just said, "I eats me spinach." Okay, now that I think about it, like, Popeye's kind of known for, like, breaking rules and stuff like that, so I kind of want this battle to just be, like, Popeye, just ask, "Wait, why do I have to kill this guy? He seems really like a really nice guy." And Wisdom, like, he's talking to Wisdom Boomstick's like, "Popeye, this is a death battle, this has to end in a death." And Popeye just goes, "No," like, grabs, like, the scroll, like, on the bottom of a YouTube screen, zooms it over, and, like, to the credits, basically, and, like, with the death battle rule list, punches out the rule that says the battle has to end in a death, and then goes back and makes friends with Saitama. Like, Popeye still wins, but... That'd be pretty in character. That would be what Popeye does. But anyway, Madara versus Aizen. The reason I don't agree with Aizen's illusions being broken by Madara is because, yeah, illusions are pretty common in the world of Naruto, but they work by Genjutsu works by, like, manipulating the opponent's chakra. And since they're saying, like, spirit energy in Bleach is pretty similar and basically works the same as chakra in Naruto, yeah, I can agree with that. Like, Aizen would pretty easily be caught under a Genjutsu, but here's the thing, Aizen's illusions, like, once he brings out his blade, activates, Shatter, Kyoka, Soigetsu, once you lay your eyes on that blade, you're caught in the illusion, and you can't break out of it unless you touch the blade, which is what Gin did, or unless Aizen chooses to let you out of it, but not gonna happen. So yeah, then but here's the thing, the illusions don't work the same way as, at least as far as I'm aware, Aizen's illusions do not work the same way as Madara, or really Genjutsu in general. he doesn't manipulate someone else's spiritual energy to do it. He just manipulates their senses directly. It's not one of those things where that Madara could just break out of simply because, like, he could probably see that he's trapped in an illusion because of the Sharingan, but he wouldn't be able to break out of it because it doesn't work the same way. It's really weird. It doesn't, like, they're just kind of, it just seems like Death Battle's just compiling illusionary techniques all together as if they're the same thing, but Genjutsu is something, it's its own animal. Like, it's not the same thing. Other than that, though, yeah, I pretty much agree with what they said. But yeah, it hurts that Bleach doesn't have a win yet. I hope that, like, eventually they'll make Rukia versus, like, maybe, like, Sakura, because, and even then, like, that's kind of, iffy, because even in my own, I made my own, like, fan-made death battle with Rukia and Sakura, but, like, it was a case of, yes, the only reason Rukia won was because Rukia had Bankai, which literally, it's literally a move that it's a citywide radius move that turns the temperature to absolute zero in an instant. The opponents basically begin disintegrating because they were frozen instantaneously. And yeah, that's pretty much going to be like, that's pretty much the killing move. But still, I really want Bleach to have a win, and if anyone is going to give Bleach the win, let it be Best Girl Rukia. Let it be Best Girl. So yeah, anyway, I've prattled on long enough. This video lasted, like, well over 30 minutes. That I did not intend to do that. So yeah, then again, I guess this is, like, a pretty lengthy topic to talk about, because it's Madara versus Aizen. It's one of the most even battles I've ever come across. In at least in terms of, you know, death battle and stuff like that. At least, well, versus matchups in general, I should say. So yeah, this was quite the episode. Hopefully copyright is not gonna, you know, screw me over. So yeah, I got nothing else to say, so I'm just gonna end the video here. So yeah, till next time, guys. See ya.